Aloha and welcome to this module on React. For those of you who are interested in doing front-end development in the future, either professionally or just, for fun, this is going to be a really great module for you because you're going to learn or be introduced to the unequivocally most popular front-end development framework as of 2018. Probably won't last forever. 5 years from now, there'll be something better. But for right now, React is the bee's knees. It's the 800-pound gorilla. It's where all the jobs are. So it's good for you guys to get a little familiar with this. And this is the first semester that I'm teaching this module, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes. As you can see, there's not that much here. I looked at a lot of materials and I didn't see a lot that I really liked. So I'm going with kind of a minimal approach, and actually I'm expecting that over the next several weeks we'll get incrementally more and more into React. So you're not expected to be a wizard in 1 week. I'm just trying to give you a taste of it. You definitely want to check out the React docs, which are here. And also, very importantly, the Semantic UI React docs, because what we'll do this week, you've gotten familiar with Semantic UI just as an HTML, CSS framework. This week, you're going to start looking at Semantic UI, the React integration, which is really awesome. And one thing I want to show you when you go to it, it looks very intimidating. It's actually very easy to use. You find the element that you're interested in, and there's all these properties. But to start, I just want to show you can hide them. And then if you go to any element that you're interested in, you'll get this little menu displayed. You definitely want to click on this Edit Code button, because then it shows you the React code to implement that particular thing. And this is huge to just see all these examples. So, let's go down to something like this, which gets more complicated, and then you can see how they actually implement it. It can get fairly complicated, not super complicated really, but seeing how they do it is really huge. And I think you're going to love this documentation as you start to get into it. It's very, very easy to understand. Also notice things like if you look at a grid, you'll see that you have an outermost grid, and then you could have a grid.column, you could have a grid.row. These are interior elements that you use. So, if we sorry, if we look at one of these guys, you can see examples of a grid with an interior grid.row. So, you're going to be spending a lot of time in this documentation over the next few weeks. No lie, but it's really rockin' documentation. Okay, the experiences for this. So you're just going to take a quick look at this, and then you're going to dive right into React. Okay, the first one is to go through the React QuickStart tutorial. It's all these things here. You're going to step right through, and you're going to have CodePen snippets that you can try it out, but you should read through this and follow along. Try to understand everything in here. If you don't understand some code, post your questions to the Slack workspace. There's no submission for this. I'm not asking you to actually write anything down, but this will give you an introduction to what is a component in React. What are properties? How do you handle events? What about keys and forms and all this stuff? It's a great introduction to it. It's the React official documentation. Okay, so that'll take a couple hours probably. The next thing, and try to get that done and then sleep on this for a night to let the things consolidate. This one's going to be a little more complicated. Now you're going to do the React tic-tac-toe tutorial, which is again from the official React docs, but not the QuickStart. Now we're doing a tutorial. You're going to go through all of these different sections, and you're going to actually write the code. So I go through some steps on, creating a private GitHub repo, creating your IntelliJ project, create a git ignore, and then you'll, in the section how to follow along, it's going to talk about, if you prefer to write code in your editor, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have Node.js installed, which you already should. You'll do this npm install, create React app. You'll cd in, you'll remove the source files, you'll add some new files, and so on. So just follow the instructions. Okay. The goal is to create in your GitHub repo a version of this React tutorial, and you're, for the most part, just cutting and pasting code. But the goal is to actually, be able to cut and paste code and have it actually work. Okay. Another thing to note with this one, in the developer tools section, they talk about the React integration with Chrome developer tools. You definitely want to install this, start using it. It's a huge help for debugging. So you'll go through all the different sections. The wrapping up section has some extra credit things. You can do those and get some extra credit, and then you will submit your repo to GitHub for this assignment. So you definitely want to go through. It's really key you get through both of these because the next one gets a little bit harder, or we shift gears from just looking at pure React and kind of vanilla HTML. Now we're going to start looking at semantic UI in React. And so what we're going to actually do is we're going to take our Island Snow mock-up that we did in semantic UI last week. We're going to re-implement it this time using React primitives. And I'll show you how, I kind of step you through that whole process here. And that's what we're going to be doing for the entire rest of the semester. We're going to be implementing apps using React and semantic UI. So now we're in the heat of it, right? Or we're using React, semantic UI, GitHub, IntelliJ. We're not doing ESLint this week, but next week we'll throw in ESLint, and our toolkit will be just about complete. So you're going to want to go through this. It's going to be a little mind expanding for you. But I think you're going to really enjoy this. And of course, on Tuesday we'll have a group practice WOD. Thursday we'll have the regular WOD, and then we'll move into Meteor, which is kind of the final step in preparation for actually being able to practice our software engineering skills with a full toolkit. So I'm really excited about this module. I think you're going to enjoy it. Good luck, and see you soon.